Well, here we are. We have the Royal Gourmet grill. I'll superimpose the model number. This was basically the least expensive grill. It had a little smoker attachment to it that we could find. So $117 at Home Depot. You know, I looked at both Home Depot and Lowe's, and I was surprised how few actual charcoal grills there are. They had tons of gas grills, tons of combination gas and charcoal, but very few actual charcoal grills. So we had this delivered in a box, unassembled. It's funny, the assembly time said it took 30 minutes. One guy was bragging online that it took him only 2 hours to do it. It took me many hours to do it. And even the last part of it, some of the diagrams are very small and they're not really clear. Like even here, if you looked at the diagram, you thought this was one large grate, and actually it's two grates. But you know, like I said, if you really looked really closely at the small diagram, you could see this double bar. So it seems that the diagrams are accurate, but they could be a little larger for some of the parts, and they could also have, you know, shown something like that with the spacing. There are places where you're doing, this didn't come with it, this lighter thingy, but there were other places where it was best to tighten down some of the screws, like on a shelf like this, and not tighten them, I mean put them all in at once, then go back and tighten them. Because invariably, a lot of times if you have assembly that has you know, some slop in the positioning, if you tighten down one or two screws, sometimes you can't tighten the other ones down. So the idea with this, gee, I can hear this echo a little, a ring in it. It's better to put them on loosely first, and then when you get it kind of in the right place, you can go back and tighten things up. So you can see it has, you know, a rack that can be done and put in two positions because of this other thing here. You've got this rack. You've got this top rack here too, although that doesn't seem super different, but we've got this little smokestack here, place to hang our things, a little platform below to, I guess, to store things in, and then the smoker, which, you know, I have to admit I've never used one of these at all. It's got some air vents on the side. It's got a little latch here so that you can open it if you want to. They say to use wood chips and not to use wood chunks, because the wood chunks won't burn properly, or they'll take too long to burn, or too short, I don't know. They even talked about soaking some of the wood chips you might put in this. So we'll try that at a later time. But I don't know, for 3 people, this is probably might be a little larger than we actually needed. I don't know. But like I say, we've always bought the kettle styles before, and we decided we wanted to go to something different. Like I say, there seemed to be nothing in the store, so, you know, one of my daughters found this on the Home Depot site, so we ordered it. It came 2 days before it was scheduled, and one of the most aggravating things about it, I guess, would have been the fact that I opened it up and I couldn't find the instruction manual. Normally the instruction manuals are on the top of packages, but this one was buried deep inside. So I'd even posted saying, hey, I didn't get a manual. Then I looked back and decided to take it apart further, and sure enough, I found the manual tucked in somewhere. You know, the wheels too. I had to look for the wheels. They were kind of tucked away somewhere in another piece, so I had to look for them a little bit. They do have some videos online, the company, which I found helpful because, I don't know, I didn't see with some of the things about the grills, putting this part in, the diagrams, again, weren't weren't that super helpful. But seeing the little video, you could kind of be like, oh yeah, that's where this piece is. So there we go. So we're going to try it out, and I know you can see it wobbles a little. I don't consider this to be something that's going to last for 20 years or something. It's an inexpensive unit, but hopefully it will last a couple of years, and we'll be able to do some good cooking. We're doing some hot dogs tonight. We're not going to be doing the smoker, like I say, till later. Smoked foods aren't a big favorite of ours, but we might do some. I would like to try smoking some things just for the historical aspect of it, like smoking fish or something like that. But this we're going to try out too. The idea with this is you can use an accelerant, but the idea behind this is that you don't need one. You put newspaper down, you put your coals in, you light it, and you just allow this to sit. And this chimney effect, the air comes in, it's kind of forced through, so it creates a situation where there's a draft going through it, and the charcoal is supposed to be ready in like 10 minutes. We'll see. But there we go. First look at the Royal Gourmet Grill and Smoker. $117 online from Home Depot. And there was tax on it, of course.